Welcome to NoAgenda. I'm creating a video on how to create a custom planner, mostly for working moms, but I think it would work for anybody who has more than 2 or 3 categories that they are taking care of. So you've got work, you've got home, you've got kids, you've got maybe a second job. Basically, when I'm at work, I don't need to know my checklist for home. When I'm at home, I don't need to know everything that's on my work to-do list. I am someone who used to love using paper planners, but ever since I've had my kids, it's just that my life kind of got complicated and none of the planners on the market worked for me. And I just gave up on paper planners. A few years ago, my husband introduced me to David Allen's GTD system, and it's a beautiful system. I enjoy using it, but I must say that I struggled a lot with it. It took me almost 2 to 3 years to sort of get that system working in my life. Now, when I talked to my husband, he said that's normal. That's kind of what happens to most people who have tried using the GTD. They go through a few iterations of the system until they can customize it for themselves. And being a teacher, I feel that should not take that long. I feel like maybe there is a way to learn the GTD system and to include it in your planning that is faster than taking 2 to 3 years. So that's the purpose of making this video. I want to show you how to use the GTD system in creating a paper planner. And again, this is my interpretation of David Allen's GTD system. This is what works for me. And I'm only making this video in the spirit of sharing something that has worked for me. It's not in any way an authoritative discussion on GTD per se. So my understanding of GTD is that David Allen is asking you to differentiate between your thinking time when you're planning and what I'm going to do, what's the next step for this project, how many hours I need to spend on this, am I going to do this project, will I leave this for some time later, is it this month, is it this week? All of that thinking happens at one time, and then the working, actual actions happen at another time. So when you have time to do something, you don't waste 10 minutes thinking about what's the next step for this project. So that's the whole crux of GTD. And let's get started into how to accommodate that, mostly for working moms, what I am. So let's start. We are going to start with talking about supplies that you need. I'm sharing with you templates that are printable. My templates are, of course, blank, which means that you can download them and edit them to suit your purposes. You could change the colors, you could use different categories. And I will show you the categories that I use and how I sort things. So let's look at the supplies that you will need. The first thing you need is a planner, of course. Now you have options. You could use a bound notebook where the pages are not changeable, or you could use a ring bound planner, something like this. This is a 6-ring, I think it's called a Filofax. That's an option. The pro of using a ring-bound planner is that you can actually change the pages. So you can remove pages, you can customize it the way you like it. If you want to use the templates that I have created and shared, then you would want a ring-bound planner. But you can also create your own templates, make them yourselves in the notebook. Of course, you want to get a notebook that doesn't have things printed like this. You just want a plain notebook, maybe a jot journal. And then you can create those templates yourself by using pens and highlighters. If you choose to go with the ring-bound planners, another option is to use these disc-bound notebooks. These are becoming very popular these days, and they come in different sizes. So you've got a full size, the large, which is a full A4 size paper. There's a medium and there's a small, and I'm putting them here so you can sort of compare the sizing and see which size fits you. I feel the pro of this smallest size is that you can put it in your purse and take it around with you. Of course, the middle size gives you more space to write, and if you have a lot of things to do, then you would go with the full A4 size large planner. So the next thing you need is a printout of the templates that I've provided, or you could create your own templates. I'm going to give you the Word version so you can edit them yourselves and add your things in there. So these are the pages that are in there. So there's an inbox. Then you've got working checklists. This is divided into daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. I've got a July page. This is where we will put our daily checklist. Then I've got a monthly checklist page. Again, this is divided into categories: work, home, kids, self. You might have different categories. The colors match here with the checklist, and these would be, we will talk about how to use them. You have a weekly checklist, which again has the same categories: work, home, kids, self. Someday maybe with the same 4 categories: work, home, kids, self. You should keep these ready either on a paper planner that you've written things in yourself, or print out these templates. The templates that I've provided, you can easily resize them to the paper of your choice, and I will show that now. I'm going to show one way of printing out a Word document in a different size on your printer. I'm sure there's more than one way of doing it. I like this method because it always gives me good results. So what I do is I go into File, then you go Print, but instead of actually printing your document, I go into the bottom left here at PDF and I say Open in Preview. So this opens the document in PDF. Now I want to print this at a different size. So I go File, and now I hit Print. And here I can change the paper size to whatever size I want. You can add your Manage Custom Sizes in here, and you can have a user-defined paper size. You can name it whatever you wish, and then you will always have access to it. Now, the reason I like this way is because, let's say I went into some other size. What I can do is I can either say Scale to Fit, fill entire paper, or I can print entire image, whatever I like, or I can just simply go into Scale and change the scale in any way that I see fit. So I have actually fed my own planner sizes, and I use that print option. Some optional supplies that you might want to use are some highlighters. They make them in very nice light colors these days. I like these. Some kind of pen. I like to use an ink pen, but another pen that I really like to use is this is a friction clicker erasable pen. So it looks like a pen, but then it erases like a pencil. So I really like that. You might also want to use some post-its. Of course, you can use the paper post-its, but I really like these dollar store post-its. They are very thin, transparent. So they almost look like they're a highlighter on the page. So if I put it on a page, it just looks like there's a highlighter there. But the best part is that they are very, very sticky. So you can remove them and re-stick them many, many times. I've taken them out and put them more than 8 or 10 times and they still work. So I think that's the beauty of these dollar store post-its. So lastly, in optional supplies, you could try using some stickers. I honestly don't use them all the time, but they can be very pretty and add something to your planner. If it makes you more likely to use your planner, then definitely go for it. Try some stickers. I think I made the mistake of buying a few too many sticker books, so maybe don't do that. Okay, so you go get your supplies ready, and then I will see you in the next video where we figure out how to actually use these templates to create your planner. I will see you soon.